Here's my full and completely honest review of Yoshi Uber Inspections. I just got one done, my car passed, and I do want to stress as a side note in the beginning of this video, they did not ask me to make this video. This is my honest review. I have no affiliation with them, no association with them whatsoever. In case you don't know what they are, it's a new service that I saw because I had to get my car inspected. In case you don't know, once a year, or pretty much every year, you have to get your car inspected to continue driving for Uber and Lyft. The good thing I will say is a cool little pro tip in the beginning, you can use the same inspection for both companies. If you get inspected for Uber, you can take that Uber inspection form, submit it for Lyft, and vice versa. So as I say in a lot of videos, you should be driving for both apps. And the good thing is all you really need is one inspection for both apps. Now, Yoshi's a company that does pretty much like on-demand service, or like think of it like a mobile, similar to AAA, I guess in a sense, where they'll come to your destination, you give them your address, they come, they can do stuff on your vehicle or other situations, and they're now doing Uber inspections. So when I pulled up the Uber app, went to kind of find like a good inspection site around my area, it said, hey, why not go with Yoshi? And I'm like, you know what? Might as well try it out. Being honest, I give it, I'd say 4.75 stars out of 5. I'll explain why I'm going to give it the 0.25 star deduction. But being honest, Yoshi is amazing. What you do, first off, it is $30. This is a bit of a con. Typically, when you get your car inspected through Uber, you have to go to like a mechanic site. So you have to drive there, of course. You go to the mechanic site and it's typically $20. So this is $10 more than that. The convenience though, or the kind of trade-off is, like I said, they come to you. I work from home, of course, doing videos and music and other stuff. So I'm usually home all day, every day, typically. So it was kind of nice for me to say, hey, here's my address. They showed right up, did the entire inspection of my car. And another thing too, which was kind of useful, but when it comes to the Uber inspection, in case you didn't know, some mechanics is weird. Some mechanics, you go there and they already have the forms, they fill them out for you. Other mechanics say, hey, you have to print out that form and bring it to me. Now, typically it's not a huge issue, but I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like no one has a printer in this day and age. Like I don't have any friends who have printers. So that does kind of add an annoying extra step where I have to go to like the library or FedEx or another place, print out one sheet of paper in terms of my Uber inspection form, then bring it to the mechanic spot. With Yoshi, everything's kind of done electronically. So you don't have to worry about having a form as well. So the convenience is really nice. So even though, yes, you do have to spend an extra $10, you don't have to drive to the mechanic site. You don't have to have that form. They come right to you, do the inspection right there, and then you do have to be with them while they're doing it. I will say that. But then afterwards, they email you the inspection. You can, just save it as a photo, upload it to Uber, and of course, upload it to Lyft. So being honest, the entire Yoshi experience, which I will say, I kept thinking of Yoshi from Mario the entire time. For the entire experience, using Yoshi, gotta be honest, is pretty great. So if you are considering using it, definitely would give it like a very high rating, like I said. And again, I have no affiliation with them. I'm not getting asked to make this video. I had a great experience overall, and the guy who inspected my car was super nice as well. The only annoying thing, I have to be honest, and this is why I give it the 0.25 star deduction, for me, wasn't as big of an issue because I was just doing work. But here's the way it worked for me. Maybe they will change this in the future, and I'm hoping they do. They gave you a window. So when they came to me, I said, hey, okay, can you come on Monday or whatever it was? And they're like, yeah. And they said, okay, the inspection person, Yoshi, will be showing up Monday between 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. Now, granted, for me, I was working from home anyway. So I was like, okay, no big deal. They'll just kind of call me when they get here and then we'll do it. But as you can imagine, if you have a lot going on, a 4-hour window where they could just kind of randomly show up is kind of frustrating. I will say they did give me a heads up. Like they did say, hey, just so you know, the person's going to be there in a half hour. Their plans to get there between it was very specific. They were like, their plan is to get there between 4:05 and 4:17. And I'm like, those are two very specific times. So they do try to be as accurate as possible. But in terms of say the day beforehand, if you book, or a couple days beforehand, they give you a huge hour window. So I will say be prepared that you could get something saying, hey, like what happened with me, you have to be ready anywhere between 1 and 5. And they do give you maybe a half an hour notice when they are going to be getting there, when they have like a more accurate time. But that is kind of annoying. I got to be honest. Maybe if Yoshi happens to watch this video, that's the only thing that's kind of frustrating. I wish they would say, hey, just letting you know, we'll be there around 3:30. I'm like, cool, 3:30. But if you're doing a 9-to-5 job, if you're also doing ride sharing and you're like, okay, I need my car inspected, like I need to get it done, but I have other stuff going on, that's the only thing frustrating thing. Like I said, for me, it wasn't as big of a deal because it was one of those days. So I was like, all right, I'm pretty much just gonna be working on music and videos anyway. So I'll just keep my phone kind of near me, keep it on loud, of course, and stuff like that. But like I said, once my car passed, I got this email. I will say, of course, for privacy reasons, I did kind of black out a lot of different elements just to be safe. But as you can see, they sent me this email. You get it right there. Also, you have like the pass check mark right there, which makes it a lot easier. And then you just download it to your phone, upload it to Uber. And remember, like I said, you then can upload it to Lyft. So a bit of a trade-off, I will say, when it comes to Yoshi in terms of, yes, it costs a little bit more money. I think that's the first thing. It costs $10 more. Second thing, that huge hour window of when they might show up is kind of annoying. But the trade-off is you don't have to leave from home. They come right there, super quick, super easy. You don't have to print stuff out. Like everything's kind of done electronically. I'm not going to lie, the service was amazing.